Julianne Moore deserves far, far, far better than Echo, 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 Valley, 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 which is, an apple, apple, an apple, an apple, original, 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 film, film, film. Okay, I'm done with the Echo, Echo jokes, or am I? This was directed by apparently a human being, Michael Pierce. At least that's the name they had listed on IMDb. But given how this played out, besides the cinematography, I think a badly faulty AI program probably directed this. He did Beast and Encounter. Michael, that is, not the faulty AI program. Or maybe he isn't a faulty AI program. Anyway, this is also allegedly written by a human being, or at least a human being blamed, credited with this, is Brad Inglesby, who did Run All Night, Sleep All Day, like Julianne Moore's character, sleeping away the day. She's an American woman. Get away from me. Oh, not Julianne Moore. Oh, my, oh, me. And The Way Back. So, Kate, played by Julianne Moore, is struggling with the loss of her partner, trying to take care of the farm that they were taking care of. She's got an ex-husband named Richard, played by Kyle MacLachlan. They have a daughter, Claire, played by Miss Personality herself, Sydney Sweeney, who speaks up for the right issues and seems to have a good head on her shoulders, and also doesn't seem to understand how to translate her love of film to actual on-screen personality. Now, yes, there was Madam Web. Nobody could say that, especially Dakota Johnson, Miss Personality herself. But yeah, the ending of Immaculate, that ending shot, that was great. The problem was the rest of the movie. I have yet to see Sydney Sweeney in any film. I emphasize film, where I'm like, wow, that was blow away. So anyway, they get in a bit of a tizzy, despite their issues, and then it shows how far a mother's love will go to take care of her daughter. At least a little bit, and then it tries for a twist, and it tries for another twist, and twisty, suspense thriller nonsense, and yeah, this is terrible. Apple TV movies, besides Fly Me to the Moon and maybe a couple others, and Fly Me to the Moon is the only one that's sticking out right now, are not very good. And I occasionally get an Apple TV subscription because I want to see films like this. This has been out for, a couple weeks. I do apologize for not getting to it before now. I saw the trailer and thought, okay, I like Julianne Moore a lot. Boy, do I ever. Boy, howdy. What a beauty she is. What a talent. But we do get some other characters in this. It's just we don't get anybody that's necessarily that interesting. And the story's not interesting. And yeah, there's just not a lot to this. So I'm going to get into spoilers in just a little bit. But it's no meat on the bone. Nothing to it. Just nothing to this film. And unfortunately, the attempts at especially, the third act twist just make me laugh. Where I'm like, okay, every character in this is just dumb or bland or both. So that's all I gotta say. I'm gonna get into spoilers. So 3, 2, 1, and spoilers. So basically, we have Kate lost her partner Patty. That was in a tractor accident. She backfired. She fell off and broke her neck. Shrieking Christopher Reeve noises. Well, not anymore. But that being said, she's been dealing with the grief of that. She's got to fix the roof on her barn. She has canceled her horse riding lessons to bring in some money. So Richard's like, I can't keep putting money into a failing business and everything. I care about you, and I'm doing this also for our daughter, but our daughter has drug issues. Yes, Claire's a drug addict. There are times where Sydney channels how a drug addict actually acts, at least I assume. So sometimes her acting's okay, other times it's pretty subpar, but that could just be the writing and directing. And yeah, it would be difficult to overcome that loss and also deal with a drug-addled kid. I have my own takes on how one should deal with with people that are addicted to drugs. And eventually you have to reach the point where you just say you're on your goddamn own, because there is only so much somebody can do to help. So yeah, Claire has issues. These issues come in the form of a strained relationship with a guy named Ryan, who she got in an argument with, tizzy with, after he had been nefarious with some women. She dumped a bunch of his shit over the side, and then a guy named Jackie shows up. And it turned out, oh shit, she dumped a kilo of coke along with his stuff. And now Jackie wants his money. Bitch better have my money, don't you worry, say hey. And during this, Claire is also using again, but Kate, sees her potential, even says you could get into community college and continue your creative writing and stuff like that. And I will say that the guy playing Jackie, he does all right, but he's a very one-note character. And it's just, this is a scene to piss me the fuck off, because she said, Ryan, I got to get away from Jackie. Mom, I need money. Begging for this, but I don't have any money. And I mean, technically, she only had money to fix the goddamn roof. And she's like emotionally just railing her and everything and stuff like that. Claire is like, I'm the only one that cares about you, this kind of stuff. She's like trying to beat her up. She threatens to take the dog. In a really stupid way. And Ryan can't get the goddamn joke because honestly, people named Ryan really can't really do anything on their own. But that being said, we get just a stupid thing where they run off. Thankfully, the dog's okay. The horses, by the way, are also all right in this. And then Leslie shows up. She's an old friend, possibly a future lover. I don't know. And helps her clean up the barn and everything, stuff like that. They party, they dance, they drink. The horse riding lessons are also going pretty goddamn well because Kate's getting back into that. And then Claire shows back up covered in blood. Whose blood is it? She says it's Ryan. They were arguing and everything, and she got scared. And when his head was in range, she hit it with a rock. So, who is it? Or where is he? He's in the back seat. So Kate, without thinking, says, here's what we're going to do. I need you to tell me everywhere that you were. Valley Forge, not Valley Lodge. Because there is no one to take care of the place while the master is away. And she says, I'm going to get rid of the evidence. You stay right here. Get rid of your clothes. We're going to burn them. She smashes the phone. She gets a boat in the trailer that she has. And takes the body in the trailer. Takes it to Marsh Lake or Marsh whatever lake. It's something like that. And puts it in the goddamn water, but unfortunately there are fireworks because apparently there's some big celebration. Or it's 4th of July and nobody fucking noticed. Dumps it in there, Julianne Moore goes in to drink. But now they concoct a story, burn the clothes and that kind of stuff. And then Jackie shows up threatening Claire, and then she threatens Claire, but also threatens Kate. Kate uses the roof money to pay him off and stuff like that. And then Claire basically, it turns out this was actually something just, as a way to get her mother to do what she wanted and everything, because Kate goes to the house to confront Jackie and sees Ryan is there alive and well. I mean, red eye, but beat up, but he's alive. And then they run away. Kate gets shoved to the ground, and okay, so that's it for Sydney Sweeney till the end of the movie, which is good because that's way too much Sydney Sweeney. Again, who I'm sure is a nice lady, but goddamn, she is bland. Just somebody shock her back to life. So she was like, oh, whose body was that? She didn't know who it was. And meanwhile, during conversations that she had with Leslie, something was brought up about a guy doing an insurance scam, burning down the barn, but he left a piece of the flare and stuff like that. And that's how they were able to trace it back to him. More on that here in a minute. She sees her old wedding video. She's crying about, losing Patty, but also the fact that she's lost her daughter. And then Jackie, just suddenly shows up and says, oh yeah, by the way, I know what you did. It wasn't Ryan's body. It was some guy named Greg that was a drug user. And Ryan had been mixing the drugs with a whole bunch of bad shit, basically. And now he's been paying off the debts and stuff like that. But now you're on the hook to me. I don't know how she's on the hook to him, technically, even though he found out about the body, because you really can't trace it to... I mean, maybe the idea is that it can be traced to Ryan and Claire, and her daughter could go to jail. So he threatens to expose her, Ryan and Claire, and then he wants the land, basically. But then she comes up with a compromise that, how about we burn the barn down, and I've got 2 horses I could sell off. Well, let's just burn all the horses. I mean, and that's the thing. They don't end up burning the horses, so at least there's that. But then Jackie, in a stupid way, pretends to be a farm boy. He confronts, one friend or whatever that takes, a saddle that... I think Emma was her name, and she was able to do that because Kate said it was all right. And then he took a needle out and injected Kate with some drugs, but that doesn't end up really going anywhere because she's able to still set all of this up. She comes up with this idea of burning the barn down for the insurance money. So the barn goes up. She blames Jackie. She's taken in by detectives. There was a dead body in the loft. Who was it? Jackie's also taken in for questioning. If it sounds like I'm skipping over a lot, I'm not. That's just how quickly the movie moves along. So then it turns out we see in flashbacks that Leslie actually helped and everything, all this stuff. And she left some evidence that proved that, well, it could tie all back to Jackie, like the flares that he bought from the store and pictures of him buying the flares from the general store. And then Leslie gets her, takes her back. They're doing what they're doing. There were also messages a bit before and right, after this that were from Claire, like, please forgive me because she's come down because she doesn't fucking learn because they never learn. And yeah, everything's fine. Back to farm life, giving horse riding lessons, and yeah, Claire shows up, and that's Echo Valley. It's Echo Valley right there. There's nothing to this. There's nothing to this. It gets an F. It's not very good. Anyway, agree, disagree, what I said, like, share, subscribe, Twitter, Letterboxd, Blue Sky handles in the description. I'm John Ritland. Until we meet again, happy trails to you.